Chapter 8, Shortstop. From ages 11 to 16, if someone asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I gave one of two answers: a baseball player or a shortstop. Major League Baseball, that was the life for me, and I wanted to live it only as a shortstop. When I trotted onto a diamond, I instinctively headed for the dusty plane between second and third. I never wanted to play any other position. When we got up sandlot games, no one else occupied shortstop. They knew it was mine. I was 11 when I first played Little League Baseball. To give as many kids as possible a chance to participate, the Little League declared that some of us would share uniforms with others. And so, the season was exactly half over when I pedaled my bike up the Albert Passage's house to pick up his uniform: green socks, green cap, gray woolen shirt, and pants with green trim. I packed my precious cargo into my bike basket and drove it carefully home. I was a member of the Green Sox. During one game in that half season, I played second base. Apparently no one told the manager I was going to be a major league shortstop. Our opponent was the Red Sox. The batter hit a ground ball right at me. I crouched, feet spread, glove ready, as I had been taught in the Times-Herald baseball school. I could hear the ball crunching along the sandy ground. It hit my glove, but not the pocket. Instead, it glanced off the fat leather thumb and rolled on behind me. Here's a picture of me in my Green Sox uniform at age 12. My first error. I was heartbroken. I stomped my foot. I pounded my fist into the stupid glove. When the inning was over and I slunk to the Green Sox bench, the manager was waiting for me. I thought he was going to console me. I thought he would say, "Tough luck, Jerry. Nice try," and then tousle my hair. But that's not what happened. What he really did was glare angrily at me, and what he really said was, "Don't you ever do that again." He pointed out that while I was standing there pounding my glove, 2 Red Sox runs had scored. "Next time you miss the ball, you turn around and chase it down. You don't just stand there feeling sorry for yourself. You understand?" I nodded, and I never forgot. Like most of the kids in my class, I got better at sports simply by growing older. I went from being one of the worst players in Little League as an 11-year-old to making the All-Star team as a 12-year-old. The following year, I was the only 7th grader to start on the Stewart Junior High School team, at shortstop, of course. It mattered little that I was not very good at hitting a curveball, since most pitchers only threw fastballs. During the summer of junior high school, I played in a baseball league called Connie Mack Knee-High for 13 to 15-year-olds. Before each game, one team would line up along the first baseline, the other team along the third baseline. The umpire stood on the pitcher's mound, took off his cap, and read aloud the sportsmanship pledge, pausing after each line so the rest of us could repeat it in chorus. We pledged ourselves to be loyal to, among other things, clean living and clean speech. In the final line, we promised to be a generous victor and a gracious loser. In the knee-high summer of 1955, I had little chance to be a gracious loser. My team, Norristown Brick Company, swept through the local league undefeated, winning our games by an average score of 12-1. One score was 24-0. One team simply refused to show up. Our pitchers threw 4 no-hitters, 3 by Lee Holmes. Opposing batters could no more hit Bill Bizangornia's fastball than spell his name. We were a powerhouse. We beat Conshohocken 2 out of 3 times to gain the state playoffs. 3 wins there put us into the title game. On a bright Saturday afternoon at War Memorial Field in Doylestown, Norriston Brick Company defeated Elwood City 4-2 to become Connie Mack Knee-High champions of Pennsylvania. In the awards ceremony after the game, we were given jackets saying state champions. Elwood City players got trophies. A jacket would eventually wear out and be thrown away, leaving me with nothing to show for our great triumph. But a trophy was immune to frayed cuffs and moth holes. A trophy would be forever. I watched as each Elwood City player walked up for his trophy, and half wished I had been on the losing side. A week later, during a banquet at the Valley Forge Hotel in downtown Norriston, to my relief, we were each given a magnificent trophy. Here I am with 2 of my buddies, Anthony Greco and Bob Hopple. I'm on the left, heading off to a dance at Grace Lutheran Church in 1955. I'm wearing my knee-high state champion's jacket. Chucking dust on a 4-base diamond was only part of the baseball life. There was the long list of Major League batting averages to pore over each Sunday in the Philadelphia Inquirer. There was the Baseball Encyclopedia, my first history book, to study. Long before I knew the difference between Yorktown and Gettysburg, I knew Ty Cobb's lifetime batting average of 367 and Cy Young's total career pitching victories, 511. There were cards to flip. We bought Fleer's bubblegum just to get the baseball cards, and then we dueled. Slip one corner of the card between forefinger and middle finger and flip outward, frisbee-like, toward a wall. The kid whose card lands closest to the wall picks up the other kid's cards. The stacks of cards I won this way would be worth a fortune today, if I had kept them. There were baseballs to tape. Seldom in our sandlot game did we have a ball with a real stitched horsehide cover on it, still on it. Most often, the balls were covered in black utility tape. A white ball was a real treat. It meant that someone had sneaked into the medicine chest at home and used up half a roll of first aid tape. There were hours to spend bouncing tennis balls off neighbors' brick walls. Any wall, but that of the mysterious barber across the street. For hours each week I scooped up the rebounding grounders, practicing to be a great shortstop. Considering the thumping I gave those houses, it's a wonder I was never chased off. Maybe the people behind the walls understood that in my mind I was not really standing on George Street, but in the brown dust of Connie Mack Stadium, out at shortstop, fielding hot shots off the bat of Willie Mays. And there was the glove. My glove bore the signature of Marty Marion, slick fielding shortstop of the St. Louis Cardinals. Each year at the end of summer vacation, I rubbed my glove with olive oil from the kitchen cabinet. Then I pressed a baseball deep into the pocket of the glove, curled the leather fingers about the ball, and squeezed the whole thing in a shoebox. Standing on a chair, I set the box high on a closet shelf. Baseball season was officially over. For the next 6 months we would hibernate, shortstop and glove, dreaming of the Chiclets' white bases at Connie Mack Stadium, feeling in the palm the hard, round punch of a grounder well caught. That ends chapter number 8. Please look at the questions and go back in the text to answer them before moving on to the next chapter.